That's not cute. Whew, hey guys. Still Vlogmas going, but today's gonna be a little bit different. I'm just sitting kind of in my bed. Everything's a mess around me. I'm not like, usually I clean up and try to make everything aesthetically pleasing, but I think life's not always aesthetically pleasing. Like honestly, you guys, like look, I'll just show you. I'm using my son's little chair and makeup boxes to sit y'all on because I don't know where my tripod is. Well, I don't know where my tripod is. It goes anyways. So I just wanted to touch base on a few things. One, I met a Shit Creek survivor supporter today, and it was really incredible. I was walking into Target and honestly, I saw this like person. I was like, that's like a rad person. Like he had cool tattoos, and he looked just like, you know, like his person looked like he had a cool story. And I go in, I go about my business, and I'm grabbing a buggy, and he says, "Are you Cleeble Threads?" And I was like, "I am, that's me." It was such an incredible experience, and it really lit a fire in me to I like, you know, my brain just starts like popping off with like just ideas and hopes and dreams and aspirations and all the things. So that's awesome. I have two finals tomorrow. I turn in portfolios. I just finished, and then one on Friday, and I graduate Saturday. That's intense. But none of that is what this video is about. This video is about, I've kind of come to a few realizations lately. I keep meaning to write them down so that I make sure I get them, but it may just be like a couple of videos that I address it in. But one of them is that when I'm with people and I talk about William, I'm happy. It's like a good thing. It's like keeping him alive. Like I can talk about, you know, he and I are in our relationship, or things that he did, or you know, about things from our past, or things he would like, or, you know, I bought Klaus some little Spider brand snow gloves the other day, and I was like, that's the brand, you know, William loved that. And so I'm totally okay, and it really is helpful to me to talk about him. But when I'm alone, I refuse to let him in my head. Like when I'm driving, or when I go to bed at night, or I realized the other day actually when I was in the shower, that like I am overjoyed to keep him alive when people are around, but when people aren't around and it's just me, it's like maybe like the true amount of what I've lost shows up. It's kind of like, you know, like the YouTube rabbit hole. You click on a video and then it's like 7 hours later and you're into the deepest, darkest depths of weirdo YouTube. That's kind of how it is. It's like a rabbit hole of some good emotions and bad emotions, and emotions that, memories that, you know, that I don't, it's like I remember things that I didn't know I had forgotten. I don't think I've forgotten them. I think I've just filed them back or something. It's like I'm left with all the good and all the bad and all the stuff, and it's my job to work all that out, where usually like we would share that, and all of it's on my shoulders. And when I'm alone, I like won't let myself. I try to explain it to my mom one time. It's like when you're going down the freeway and you're driving, everything's good, but there's an opportunity to exit like every, you know, few miles. And that's kind of how like I feel like my brain, like I keep on track, like think about this, think about that, you know, think about work, think about school, think about Klaus, think about hair, think about makeup, think about, you know, something while I'm driving down the highway, and that's great. but all the time my mind's trying to take me off the highway, and I'm scared to exit off the highway, so I stay on, you know. It's like I swerve over and then I get back in the middle lane to keep going. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense visually in my head. And I knew that I had battled with, like, that I'm always trying to, you know, exit the highway, but I want to stay on the highway. But I didn't realize until recently that I'm like shaking, that I don't allow myself to think about William when I'm alone. And I feel two very different, I'm like quivering. I feel two very different humans almost when I'm talking about him with friends versus when I'm thinking about him alone. And I don't know, I mean, do I stay fighting these exits? Do I exit, and if I do exit, what's gonna happen? Am I, you know, is there, like, I don't have time to be depressed. I don't have time to be sad. I went straight from widow to mom of a newborn. And I mean, of course I had ugly times and they came and go, but like, I don't have time to fall apart. I can't, that's not an option. And if I exit, am I just gonna do it? Or will I be okay? Or will it, I live like this current me, and so deeply this past me keeps knocking. I don't know. But if you are grieving, I hope this helps if you're in a similar predicament. If you're not grieving, I hope that this helps you understand that it's not a quick process. It's not a, oh, she's smiling so she's fine process. It's not a what you see when you're out with friends process. Like, there's so much that goes on when the world's quiet that you won't ever see. And so to be understanding whenever they are with you, to what their grievances are. Yeah. So there's that. It just came to my head what the other thing I wanted to talk to y'all about was. What was it? Not school. Not work. It was about grieving. I'll try to figure it out and I'll check back in. Okay, I can't remember what it is, so I will, next time I think about it, all of my ideas come when I'm driving down the road and I can't like write it down or like type it in my phone. So they just go into wherever ideas go. But I will try to write it down next time I think of it, and I will be back to see y'all. Y'all have a lot more days with me. I think 15 exact of, there's like 15 more days of Vlogmas. I'm sorry this video was kind of everywhere. Everything, you know, Christmas does help my soul, and I do smile a lot and I do enjoy life a lot, but I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all about, you know, the other times and kind of the epiphany I had that I hadn't realized that I'd literally been pushing down in my person and I don't know what to do with. I guess maybe I'll talk to y'all. Can't film and drive. I don't know. Please hit subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you have ideas, what I need to do, what I could do. Enjoy this Christmas season. It looks like we're gonna have a brown Christmas here in Texas. They promised us 10 inches of snow, and we got 0. So that's fun. And be kind to one another. Hug your spouse, hug your parents, your best friend, tell them you love them. And I love you guys. Bye. Okay, so I'm in bed editing and I'm barefaced. So, sorry about that. But I realized what it was that had been on my mind, and it's fire. Ever since the accident, I have this, like, I don't even know what it's called. I don't know if it's like, I guess trigger is the only thing I can think of, and it's fire. Like, I want everything to be in the safety deposit box. But then I'm like, what if the bank catches on fire? But I'm like, when we leave town, I want everything unplugged. Like, the whole house unplugged. And almost every time, like, there's a way that I drive home from, like, when I'm in town. And I'll, like, there's, like, a point where I turn onto the street. And I think, like, what if I get home and see the house on fire? Like I think that it is on fire. That, like, why isn't my neighbor called me? Like, I'm so, I guess it's like, that's like the next shoe to drop. Like, I'm always waiting for the next shoe to drop. And I guess my, like, psyche thinks that that's what the next shoe is going to be. And my aunt and my cousin lost their house and everything they owned to fire just this past week. And my aunt is also a widow. And so I think that's a lot of what it is. It's like, you know, losing, like, all I have left of him besides my kid, which is obviously the most important. But all I have left of him is, like, his things. And his things are what I have to give to Klaus, to teach Klaus about his dad and who he was, and to show him and to hand down to him. And I'm afraid to lose that. So, like, all of my artwork this semester has been about fire. It's kind of just this, like, looming thing that's taken over my life. So, yes. That was another realization that I came to over the past couple days that I wanted to talk to y'all about. There's not really like an answer, or I don't know. I just needed to get it off my chest. And I feel like whenever I talk to you guys, that's when I kind of started weekly vlogging and stuff, when I talk to you guys, that it, like, helps me process. So there's that. And it is midnight, and I have to be up in 6 hours. So this video of Vlogmas Day 10 is officially going up on Day 11. Sorry. But there'll be another video on the 11th, for the 11th. So, I love you guys. Bye.